Hey everyone, welcome back to your weekly brain snack, brought to you by the Quantum Healing Show, where we're all about the root cause and not chasing your symptoms. As you know, every week we introduce you to a topic. This week's topic is going to be your thyroid and the diagnosis of hypothyroidism. A diagnosis suggests that that is actually the only problem is the thyroid, and as you'll see today, that is not the case. So first, let's discuss a few things. One, let's discuss some of the functions of the thyroid. The thyroid does affect your metabolism. So if you burn too many calories, don't burn enough calories, that could be a cause of the thyroid. The thyroid is also responsible for your mood and certain emotions like frustration. So someone who's constantly frustrated, this can play a role on the function of the thyroid. Let's talk about energy, which is also one of the functions of the thyroid. And lastly, body temperature as well is partly responsible through the thyroid. So someone tends to run cold all the time. That could again be something happening with the thyroid, but the key message today is going to be what's actually causing the thyroid to do what it's doing. Why have it been diagnosed with hypothyroidism when the actual real cause is not the thyroid at all? Couple more things I want to add in. First of all, your thyroid is regulated by a gland up in the mid part of your brain called the pituitary gland. The pituitary gland has been referred to as the master gland because of its impact on the thyroid, on the liver, on your hormones. So it's extremely, extremely important that the pituitary gland itself is regulated. If it's not regulated, the message it sends to the thyroid also becomes deregulated. Now, more importantly, the pituitary gland is regulated by the hypothalamus. Watch our video on that one. The hypothalamus is truly the master gland. I call it the God gland at the top of the brain because internal environments, what we eat, how we think internally, and external environments greatly affect the hypothalamus. And if you're extremely stressed, the hypothalamus responds a certain way, which then tells the pituitary to respond a certain way, which then trickles down to the thyroid, and so on. So again, if you have a deregulated pituitary or a deregulated hypothalamus, you're going to have an issue with the thyroid regardless. Lastly, and this is probably most important, when you receive your diagnosis, and again, just a symptom really, of hypothyroidism, here's what I can assure you that's also going on, and you probably haven't been told. If you have a problem with your thyroid, you absolutely have a problem with your adrenals. Your adrenals are glands located on your kidney. We're all familiar with the pathway we speak about when we're stressed, we release cortisol. That happens from your adrenals. So if there's a thyroid problem, there's absolutely 100% something going on with the adrenals. And to layer something else onto that, you probably, more than likely, and in all my clinical work, I see it all the time, have also heavy metals. So consider what heavy metals do to your physiology, and that alone can create other issues as well. So again, hypothyroidism, as you can see, is really not a diagnosis. You need to look at things like the pituitary gland. We need to look at things like the hypothalamus. We also need to look at operating systems. Are you methylating? Don't forget to watch our video on that. Are you on left spin or not? Don't forget to watch our video on that as well. Drainage, detoxification pathways, mineralization in the body. These are all fundamentals that need to be operating first at optimal levels in order for us to really start to get the thyroid where it needs to go. The thyroid is a hormone, and a hormone that's conjugated or made in the liver. So I can also assure you, if you have a thyroid problem, you probably also have a liver that's congested, and that liver is producing hormones that are not at their optimal. And because of that, somewhere along the line, with all these other factors included based on lifestyle and so many other things, the thyroid becomes weakened. You go to a medical doctor, with all due respect, and you get diagnosed with hypothyroidism, and the first thing that happens is you're going to get put on medication. And once you do, I see it as the beginning of the end, because all we're doing at this point is stabilizing the thyroid and not addressing any other issues. And that again means there are other issues to come down the line. All right, everyone, so that's your thyroid and hypothyroidism. Please don't forget to hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the notification button so we can get more of this education out there. And remember, this is your weekly brain snack brought to you by the Quantum Healing Show, where we're all about the root cause and not chasing your symptoms. We'll see you next week.